What's going on, everyone? Today is not a match prediction about Arsenal Football Club. I'll get to leave that stress behind me. Today we'll be talking about England, our first World Cup game against Croatia this Wednesday. It's going to be a interesting game. Now, we know Croatia and England have had some great games together. And there's also been some politics. We all know that famous Modric interview he gave. And he humbled a lot of England pundits as well, especially Gary Neville, who we know is all very annoying. But you know, it's a different England squad, it's a different Croatia squad, but the prize, the goal remains the same, and that is obtaining the World Cup. England have had a number of changes since their last World Cup. First things first, the manager. Gareth Southgate is now gone, Thomas Tuchel is now in. We have a German. German are experts at winning World Cups. So, is this the manager to finally take us to the promised land of a World Cup championship? This is what we're hoping for as English fans. It's something that I don't think we can judge right now. I think we need to see a few games to see what's going on. But one thing I do know is he's picked players based on ability and not names. Why that is important? Because I feel like in the past, England have always picked players based on names and not performances. So could that be the missing piece to finally obtain the World Cup? Could it also backfire? These are the questions we're kind of asking ourselves right now. Is this something that could backfire later on, leaving special players out like Cole Palmer, who was also featured in the Nike advert, which is quite hilarious, wearing the England kit and didn't get picked for the squad? Kind of a kick in the teeth. These things were very, very unexpected. Now, the England team have had a few friendlies. They've won. It's not been pretty. It's not been great. And they kind of remind me of Arsenal. And I was talking to somebody about this in the gym recently. And they said no matter how bad England play, what they've noticed is they actually grind out the result. And that is true. Gareth Southgate has taken England to two World Cup finals. Well, not two World Cup finals, but two finals. And he's walked away with nothing. I do rate Gareth Southgate highly. I feel like he did really well with England while he was there. And the thing is, what is difficult, I think, being an international manager, is that you have a major tournament every 2 years, whether it's the Euros or the World Cup. And it's hard because in those 2 years, it's not like the transfer window where you can go and buy somebody who's better than somebody you already have in your team and up the level. You can't do that. Now, the great thing about England is we produce great, great talent. And there's a lot of players that I felt like should have went to the World Cup. I feel like Danny Welbeck should have went. Cole Palmer, I feel like they're a bit harsh on him, partly because Chelsea haven't been great themselves. And I think because he's like, you know, he's kind of that player that arrived and got Chelsea going and had a great season last year under Enzo Maresca. Everything's kind of dipped for him. He's been really poor. Numbers aren't great. They're out of Europe. And I don't think it's fair for a lot of the Chelsea players that didn't manage to go to the international level. I even feel the same way about João Pedro. I feel like Brazil could do with him up front. If it's not Thiago, then it should have been João Pedro, you know, at least being on the bench. But I mean, will this prove to impact us later on with a lack of creativity in that number 10 role? We'll just have to wait and see. Up front, I think England have got one of the best attacks in this tournament, you know, with the likes of Harry Kane, Saka, Rashford has a great season at Barcelona, Anthony Gordon. We know about how he moves down the pitch with his pace. Ollie Watkins just come off winning the Europa. Morgan Rogers, somebody's linked with Arsenal, just coming off winning the Europa. Even the midfield, you know, we've got Elliot Anderson, we've got Declan Rice. I do feel like Adam Wharton should have went as well. Crystal Palace lifting a European trophy. I felt like he was kind of done dirty. If there was one person I'd like to take out, is Jordan Henderson. He's in there for experience, I'm guessing, but at the same time, Adam Wharton, I feel like should have definitely went. We also have Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid haven't had a good time this season, but Jude Bellingham is still class, especially when he plays for England. And I'm going to try not to say, you know, when they put on an England shirt, they're a different player. Again, what you do in the club level will, you know, kind of give you confidence as a manager that this player will do well with the national team. So I know people, and I know a lot of fans were saying, Maguire, he should have went. When he puts on the England shirt, he's basically Maldini. I understand all that. And he didn't have a bad season at Man United. But I think with Thomas Tuchel, again, He's not looking at what Maguire did in the past wearing England shirt. He's looking at how's he playing right now. And there are some names on there that are quite hard to start ahead of. You know, Ezri Konsa, again, played great for Aston Villa. Mark Gahey, again, great. Even Konsa from Leverkusen. I think when Arsenal played him, I thought he was one of the standout players for them. I'll be honest. And I know Liverpool have a buyback clause. They're not activated it, but they put that in there because they can see what he's doing. Dan Burn as well. I don't know if Maguire's better than... I mean, if Dan Burn's better than Maguire, but I felt like Konsa and Gahey are definitely better than Maguire right now, starting in the centre-backs. John Stones, again. Should he have went? He's barely played this season. I think if I had to pick a defender, I would say Maguire should have went over John Stones. John Stones, good player when he plays, but we're looking at this season. He's not really played much. He's gone down the pecking order. Them and Man City are not together anymore. So yeah, that is a player that I would pick. Now the goalkeeper situation, Jordan Pickford, he's going to be starting number 1. Of course, I always like Pickford. I know they cuss him out because of his small arms, but I feel like he's a quality player. Now, before I get into the scoreline, I think it's important to talk about the team sheet. So, let's go through from strike this time all the way to goalkeeper, because I feel like I always start from the goalkeeper. Up front, we're going to go with our boy Kane. There's no other better striker. Ollie Watkins, sorry mate, you had a great season, but Kane, one of the best strikers in the world right now. Right side, I think Thomas Tuchel will definitely go with Bukayo Saka. Then Madueke had a stinker on one of the friendlies, so you definitely can't be starting him. On the left is interesting. I'm going to probably say it's going to go with Gordon. He's quite good going at players. I like Gordon a lot. I wish we had him at Arsenal on the left, but yeah, I still rate him as a quality player. Midfield, no, sorry, number 10. Sorry. Number 10 is a bit of a tough one for me because you got Morgan Rogers, who I think can play behind the striker. Then you got Eza as well. You could even play Bellingham there because we've seen him with Madrid. So, just judging by what I think Tuchel might do, I think out of Rogers, Bellingham, and Eze, I'm going to say Bellingham. Yeah, don't shoot me in the comments, guys. Remember, this is just my prediction. 2 midfielders. Going to go with Declan Rice. Going to go with Elliot Anderson. They've both been playing great. Left back. Going to go with... Now, this one's an interesting one. Left back. I think Nico O'Reilly's had a great season. So I'm going Nico O'Reilly. 2 centre-backs and go with Mark Gahey. And I'm going to go with Ezri Konsa. And right back, I'm going to go with Reece James. I think that's a great, solid back 4. And then goalkeeper. I don't know what I'm even huffing. That's probably the easiest pick. Jordan Pickford, obviously. So yeah, that's my England squad. What do I think the scoreline is going to be? I think it's going to be a nice, cheeky 2-0 win to England if they decide to turn up. If they don't turn up, guys, it's done. Yeah? This tournament's going to be long. And I'll be honest, there's a few surprises already in this tournament. Australia beating Turkey. Shut up my boy Erkin. Sorry, bruv. But what the hell was that? Did not expect that. But yeah. Croatia will be a tough game. I'll say 2-0. And the goal scorers, I'm going to say Harry Kane. And I'm going to say Bukayo Saka. 2-0. I think Croatia, they've got a lot of aged players. You know, they've still got a few gems like Gvardiol. Modric obviously is still there as well. But I don't feel like it's anything that can definitely, worry England too much. Now, if this was, Croatia 4 years ago, obviously a different story. But I feel like England can definitely beat them with what the talent England have. England have one of the best talents in the world. Like, we're one of those countries that produce great players. And I feel like our talent, if everything comes together, the game plan is right, Thomas Tuchel goes out there with a good football attacking mindset, we can definitely win. So yeah, that's my match prediction. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below about what you think might happen. If there's anyone you'd swap in my team sheet, of course. And like always, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Till next time.